Welcome to WNL Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week I'll be joined by women's track and field captain Jessica Rosenwasser and women's basketball player Molly Mann. But first, here's a quick look back at the weekend in Washington Indley athletics. Wrestling earned its highest ever finish at the Centennial Conference Championships, featuring 8 place winners as the Generals came in second overall. Men's basketball picked up a 97-85 Senior Day win over Ferrum. Men's lacrosse fell 7-6 at number 7 York in its season opener, while baseball swept all 3 games of a weekend series against Averett. Riding opened up its spring season with a 5th place finish at the Randolph Invitational, and men's and women's track and field both came in second at the Noke Elite Meet in Salem. With me in the studio is Jessica Rosenwasser, senior track and field captain from New York. Jessica, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So you came in second at the Noke Elite Meet. That's a rare scored meet for you during the regular season. What was that experience like for the team?
Well, normally at a normal meet, we're just working for our personal PRs and we're not really worried about the overall team scoring. And so this meet was really interesting because Coach said that this time we had something else to run for. It wasn't just ourselves. It was for really the team like we do at ODAX. And so that really helped a lot, I think, inspire people to try even harder. And it ended up going really well. We had 15 people with PRs, and so we're now going to be at a really good place for placement for ODAX. So it was a good setup.
Overall, how has the indoor season gone for WNL?
It's been really wonderful. We've been practicing at VMI. The sprinters, jumpers, and hurdlers get to do that twice a week. And so different from my freshman year and sophomore year when we had to have winter practices on the track when it was still snowing, Coach is able to push us a little bit harder because he doesn't have to worry about the cold and those other elements. So we get to have really full training cycles, which has really been helping a lot.
This is your second year as a team captain. It seems like that's a particularly challenging position in a sport like track and field where you have so many different groups of athletes. How do you approach your leadership role?
Well, it's been a huge honor to be captain for 2 years. Being on the team has been such a staple of my college career, and I've had so many wonderful upperclassmen that I've been able to look up to. So I've really been trying to be sort of a role model that the underclassmen could look up to as well. And Coach Dana really helps divide the responsibility amongst the team because we don't practice all together. I don't get to interact with a lot of the other girls. So when we elect captains, we have a distance captain, a sprinter captain, and a jumper and throwers captain. And so that way we have different people divided into those separate areas. So I'd say it's a lot of captain communication, and so we discuss together certain areas if the students need more help in certain areas than others.
The ODAC championship is less than 2 weeks away. What are the Generals' expectations? What are your goals for the conference indoor meet?
Well, we always have the goal of wanting to be champions, of course, and the cross-country team has really set us up with their win in the ODACs for cross-country. So I think our goal is going to be to really make sure that we stay in the mind frame of just not another meet, but don't let the title of ODACs freak us out or get us off of our game because we are ready, we've been training, so I think we just need to stay focused and get after it.
Jessica, thanks for joining us. Good luck with the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Joining me now is Molly Mann, junior basketball player from Matthews, North Carolina. Molly, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
2 games left in the regular season. The Generals are currently tied for 3rd in the ODAC standings. How pleased has the team been with the year so far?
You know, we were really excited. Coming in pre-ranked as 8th, we weren't really sure what we were going to do this year, having so many freshmen come in, and it's been really interesting to see how people have been able to step up to the plate. With some big team wins over Emory and Henry, we're really excited to see what we can do in the tournament, and we think we have a strong future ahead of us.
Your game against Bridgewater on Wednesday night will be your first in 8 days. Has it been beneficial to have some downtime toward the end of the regular season?
Especially during midterms, this has been a wonderful time to have this break. It came at a really good time for us, especially with Andy Smithy out with her foot injury. It's been nice to be able to recoup and recover. We had 3 tough days of practice and then we had 2 days off, and so people were able to catch up on work and start feeling better from any types of colds or anything, and so it's been a good break to have, and we're really excited for our game tonight.
In addition to basketball, you spent the fall of 2017 as a goalkeeper for women's soccer here at WNL. How did your experience competing with another varsity team impact your overall experience as a student athlete?
It was really interesting to see how the 2 different coaches' coaching styles kind of meshed and went together. Really interesting. They were very different in how they coached and how the teams coordinated and played, but at the same time it was a very similar environment. 2 teams that both worked really hard and both had a lot of girls that were involved in many different activities. I would definitely say it made my school and workload significantly busier, but I was able to stay focused, really worked on my time management skills, and it was an experience that I'm really grateful to have.
What are the general's expectations for next week's ODAC tournament?
We're really excited to see where it takes us. We're hoping to land with either a 3rd or 4th seed and go from there. Hopefully we won't have a bye game or a play-in game this year, and so we will just go to the tournament and play at the Salem Civic Center. Hopefully Andy Smithy will be back, and I'm hoping we can knock off a top seed this year, and I think we have a good shot at winning it.
Molly, thanks for joining us. Best of luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.
It's time for a look at the upcoming weekend. The swimming teams travel to Greensboro for the ODAC Championship, which begins on Friday. Women's tennis kicks off the spring season with a matchup against George Mason. Men's and women's track and field will compete at Susquehanna, while riding takes part in the Bridgewater James Madison Invitational, and women's tennis squares off against Christopher Newport. Both lacrosse teams face top 10 opposition on the road. The men travel to 9th-ranked Denison, and the women begin their 2019 campaign at number 8 Mary Washington. Women's basketball wraps up the regular season against Ferrum, and men's hoops travels to Guilford. Baseball will visit Pfeiffer for a 3-game series, starting with a Saturday doubleheader, and men's golf heads to Savannah for a tournament hosted by William & Mary. For WNL Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.